Welcome back to another video. As mentioned in the last video, which was the Lanzarote race day video, I said that I'd done a few little videos, and the one I'm doing now is about race day nutrition and my bike setup as well. A lot of you have been asking in the comments section about my nutrition and my bike setup, and I thought it'd be a really good idea to do that video for you guys. Unfortunately, I did actually do the video when I was out in Lanzarote, but I've looked at the footage now I'm back home and it's not very good. The reason is the audio on the GoPro, I've mentioned in a few other videos, is not very good. So that was kind of a bit of a bummer. It was really windy, so it just wasn't very good. I thought instead of using subtitles on all of the footage, I would just redo the video here at home. It's a nice day, so shouldn't be too windy. And I am actually in the market for getting an external mic for the GoPro. I've done a bit of research into vlogging with the GoPro, and I'm going for the Rode Video Micro. If any of you guys are interested, you have to buy a separate mic adapter, which is quite a chunky bit of kit, and it's also quite expensive. It's about 50 quid, I think. Got to get that. And then there's this case called the Ulanzi Case, which you can get on Amazon, which I'm going to get as well, which fits it all really nicely together. Nice, neat setup. So if any of you guys are interested, you have a GoPro, you're interested in vlogging or whatever, and you want a good vlog setup, from all the research I've done, this is the best setup, and I will put the link in the description below so you guys can see what the setup looks like. It looks a bit funny with the microphone. I don't necessarily like the look of it, but if it is better audio for you lot, then I will bite the bullet and I will do it. So let's crack on with the video. So here we are. This has been my bike setup for 2019. First of all, I'm going to talk about my race day nutrition, because I know you guys are dying to know, and then I will go through bits on the bike and also certain bits of equipment that I use. So let's go back to the night before race day. I always have one of these. It's a 1,500 sachet from Precision Hydration. I have that in about a pint of water, and that's just to pre-hydrate before I go to bed and before race day. Then I wake up normally nice and early in the morning, as you guys all know, and I also have another one of these in the morning. So that's with my breakfast, another pint of water with that in. Again, just to pre-hydrate you before the race. And breakfast-wise, I normally have 2 bits of toast, some jam, and potentially a banana as well. Now, then going towards the race, I'll just sip on some water. I won't have any more electrolytes because I've had quite a bit already. Then onto hydration on the bike, I will have a litre of water. I use the front bottle on the Giant Trinity. I'll show you that in a minute. And I fill 2 of these. So that's 2,000 of this Precision Hydration. And I put that in a litre of water. And that normally gets me through the whole race, depending on the heat, humidity, whatever it is. I might have a bit more, I might have a bit less. Let's talk about nutrition. I use these Cliff blocks. Now, I have played around with quite a lot of nutrition over the years I've been doing this sport. The reason being is I used to get really, really bad stomach pains. I tried loads of different types of gels and they just weren't working for me. So after testing these, I found they're really good actually. Now, you get this kind of tube and you get 6 blocks in the tube. Each block is about 33 calories. So the way I work it out is that I have 3 blocks. 3 blocks is equal to about a gel. Same amount of calories as a gel, if not a tiny bit more, depends what kind of gels you have. And I will have 2 of these tubes on the bike with me, and then on the run I will take one with me just to pop a few in my mouth. So on the bike I will have three blocks, so half a tube, each 20k, about 12 miles, and that normally is a pretty good way of working it out. Obviously, depending on the bike course, whether it's a harder bike course or an easier bike course, I will have more or less. In Ireland, I took a few more because it's a very hilly bike course and I needed as much energy as I could. But that's all the nutrition, and let's go on to the bike. So back to the bike now. Let's start with, well, the most flashy things on the bike. Lovely wheels. These are the MV 7.8 wheels. Absolutely incredible, love them, they're so good. On these I've got the Chris King hubs in black, and I've got the Continental 5000 tubular tyres, and I've got PT sealant inside of those. Hopefully that's in focus. This is the tubeless sealant from PT's, as I just mentioned. It's really cool actually. It's got little pellets of aloe vera, which help block any punctures that you do get. And of course, that means it's biodegradable, so it's very environmentally friendly. And I think in this day and age, you'll agree with me, that's really important, and that's what makes it stand out from the rest. So I think that's a really cool idea. With the tubeless setup, for those of you that don't know, it means that you can run a slightly lower tyre pressure, which A, is more comfortable, but B, there's less rolling resistance, so you go faster. And obviously with the tubeless sealant, there's a good chance that you won't puncture. So it's kind of a win-win, and I've been riding these now for about a year and they've just been fantastic. Never had any issues with them, so no, it's all good. You'll notice I've got really cool Zip VUCA bars. They're the aluminium version because the carbon version are very expensive. On the end of those, I've got the Di2 blips. This whole bike is Di2's Ultegra Di2, but you will notice if I move out of get the light on the bike, I've got a Dura Ace chainring there. The reason I've got that is because it looks pretty bling, and people think you've got Dura Ace. Then they take a closer look at your bike and they're like, "Oh, you've got Ultegra," but whatever. Still, same stuff. Between those extensions, I've got the 76 Project race Garmin mount. This is my Garmin, and it just sits really nicely in the middle. Moving back, you'll notice I've got the Kismet Pads. These are from Matt Optral, and these are really cool, really high-sided. You'll know that they're really deep. The idea here is not just for stability, but also aerodynamics. You plant your elbows in and you push out, and the idea is that it brings your shoulders in, so it's more aerodynamic, but it's also very comfortable and stable. I've got the top tube nutrition box with the Cliff blocks. Instead of strapping them to the top tube, like some people do if they don't have these, I'll just pop that in there. And that's just a really nice, neat setup. It means I can grab it out, take a few, pop them back in. Yeah, really nice and easy. You'll notice the front brakes behind the forks, just aerodynamic purposes. Not gonna lie, the Giant Trinity brakes have never been known for being that good. The MV wheels have a textured brake surface, which just helps that. It's really good actually. I've got the aero bottle. That does not fit a lot of water in. Now I mentioned with my hydration that I have a litre bottle on the front. This one I just fill up with water, and the purpose of that is if I get too hot or whatever, or if I just want a swig of water, just have that. So I don't put any precision hydration in there. Where I put my precision hydration though is in this bit of kit. I normally put a litre of water. I think it can fit a little bit more than a litre, and where that goes is here. Quite cool, isn't it? So that sits there. You get a little straw that comes up and you can just sip away. And yeah, I know that I keep tapping that, making sure that I've gone through enough, and making sure it's empty at the end of the bike race. And that's just really cool. Also with this on, it makes the bike more aerodynamic. So when I'm doing like a 10-mile TT or something, I'll still normally put that on, just because it does help with aerodynamics, and I need all the help I can get. As I mentioned, it's all Di2 Ultegra, but I do have the nice Dura Ace chainring. That is a 55. I've got a 55-39, and you'll probably be thinking that's quite a big drop, but I have got a chain catcher. The idea there is that when you drop into the small chainring, if it does want to spit the chain off, the chain catcher just pushes it back on. So that's just a bit of insurance really. You'll notice here I've got the Quark power meter. This power meter was very, very good until it broke. It looks nice, but there's no power. Crank lengths are 172.5. On the end of these, I've got the Ultegra pedals, Shimano pedals. We'll move back now. The back brake, sorry, my legs are killing me. Ow. The rear brake is underneath the bottom bracket, just here. It's got a speed fin, like a little plastic fin, just to, again, direct the wind around the brake. So, the Cobb Joff 55 saddle. This saddle is a triathlon specific saddle. It's a split nose saddle, and the idea is that it takes pressure off your precious parts, the best way to put it. And you'll notice I've got a slight tilt on there. I've got the X-Lab Gorilla. So the gorilla cage there. Now that sits on really nicely there. Now you'll probably be thinking, if I've got a litre of water in the front and I've got this, why do I need an extra cage, especially for a 70.3? Obviously an Ironman you would, but for a 70.3, do you really need that much water? And for a 70.3, I don't actually use this. I just have it on there for insurance, if that makes sense. So if this giant bottle falls off, I know that I've got a cage behind me that I can grab a bottle from an aid station. If I didn't have this and the giant bottle fell off, I'd be in a bit of trouble. And also in training, I use this instead of using that front bottle. The front bottle rarely does come off, but I have had a few instances where it has come off and it's just left me really frustrated, and obviously no fluids. So that's not very good, especially in a long distance race. So I thought it'd be a good idea as well to go through some bits of equipment that I use. You'll notice I haven't even taken the stickers off this helmet, which isn't very good. And I haven't even cleaned my bike since the race, which is pretty poor, so I do apologise for that. This is the Giro Arrowhead helmet. I bought this year and I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. You'll notice you can put the visor, flip it up if it's in low light conditions or if it's raining and you can't see much. So for example, in Ireland, I had the visor up the whole time and it was just amazing. It worked so well. Then when you want to get nice and aero, you just, there we go. Looks really weird. It's really cool actually. I think the wraparound visor is pretty cool. It's pretty unique and it sits really flush to your face, so it's super aerodynamic. With regards to the ventilation, you've got 2 holes there, 2 exit holes here. As always with an aero helmet, they're never going to be as good as a road helmet, but you're making that compromise for the aerodynamic benefit that you're going to get. And then you can just quickly flip that up and it's there. So that's really cool bit of equipment that I have. Now you'll notice these are not triathlon specific shoes. They are the Giro Empires. I've had them for a number of years now and I've used them on my road bike and had a separate triathlon specific shoe. The reason I changed to these is because 1, they're very comfortable, 2, they're incredibly light, and 3, they're very aerodynamic. They're incredibly aerodynamic shoe. 4, they go with the colour of the bike, which just looks pretty cool. So a little hack that I've found with these is to cut away the lip, and I've put these little elastic laces here. I'll try and find the link to those and put them in the description below if any of you guys are interested. And also I put a zip tie cut around here, put a zip tie there, and that's just so I can have that there and put an elastic band around there. Once it snaps, it stays out of the wind. It looks pretty ridiculous, but you know, for ease of use, I'd say it's a good thing. If any of you guys have a better setup with these shoes, I'd be really interested to see what they're like. Please drop that in the comments section below, because I know a lot of people are using these shoes in triathlon and they've got their own wild and wonderful ideas with the best setup. So if you've got them and you think your setup is better than mine, please comment that below. I'll be really interested to see what that's like. Someone thought she'd come and join me. Hello. So as for this video, I think that's all pretty good. If I've missed anything and any of you have any questions about my setup or anything I use, drop that in the comment section below. I'll be sure to get back to you. I do reply to all the comments, so please let me know what you thought of this video, if you've got any other tips and tricks with all the equipment that I've been using, and keep your eyes peeled for the next video. So yeah, from both of us, we'll see you in the next one.